Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Amos, and welcome back to the Dividend Compounder Show. Today, we're going to be talking about the 9 companies that politicians in Congress are buying up right now. And I've already made a video talking about Congress and stocks where I explain why politicians tend to be some of the best investors in terms of performance. It's worth checking out to see why it's so important to pay attention to what they are buying right now. If you watch that video, it's going to give you a better understanding of why this topic even matters. Anyways, today we're going to be going over the stocks that politicians are buying up, and then I'll tell you whether the stock is a buy or a pass from me. With that said, stock number 1 is going to be Applied Materials, ticker symbol AMAT. Now, Applied Materials is an indirect play on the whole AI movement. Senator Mullen from Oklahoma and Representative Marjorie Greene from Georgia, they've been buying this up back in December, and they probably bought it at around this price point right here, at about $169 to $170 a share, and since then, it's down by approximately 3.8%. And by the way, all of this information has to be publicly disclosed, and that's why if you are an informed investor, you know what the politicians are buying up. And Applied Materials, last year, their performance was 8%. If you compare that to the S&P 500 of 24.7%, it pales in comparison. So Applied Materials is hovering around their 52-week low, and that's probably why those Congress members are buying it up, and because they see something that we don't see. Stock number 2 was Norfolk Southern, ticker symbol NSC, and last year their performance was 0.7%. So basically they just traded flat. They opened up the year at about $232 a share, and they closed out the year at about $234 a share. Now, Norfolk Southern is in the railroad and transportation business, and it was purchased by Representative Marjorie Greene. Stock number 3 is Adobe, ticker symbol ADBE, and this was also purchased by Representative Marjorie Greene. And last year, their performance was about negative 22.8%. Funny enough, Representative Greene and I probably purchased Adobe at around the exact same time at their 52-week low. And the next stock is Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol J&J. This is a pharmaceutical and medical devices company, and last year their performance was negative 10%. And when I say last year, I'm talking about 2024. And the next company is Eli Lilly, ticker symbol LLY, and this was also purchased by Representative Greene. And I don't know about you, but I feel like for Christmas, she was pretty busy buying up all of these companies. But anyways, last year, their performance was 25%. So unlike J&J, Eli Lilly is actually doing pretty well, and she bought in probably around right here or right here during their little dip. Now, the next 2 stocks are tech giants that are a part of the Mag 7, and they were purchased by Representative Greene, Representative Pete Sessions from Texas, and Representative Michael Guest from Mississippi. The first one is going to be Microsoft, and last year they were up just shy by 13%, and then they also bought into Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN, and they were up by 48% last year, which makes Microsoft's performance and nipples very small in comparison, 48% to 13%. That's a huge difference. And company number 8 was Hershey Company, ticker symbol HSY. And last year, their performance was negative 12%, and this was also purchased by Representative Marjorie Greene. And last but not least is Caterpillar Inc., ticker symbol CAT, and this was purchased by Representative Marjorie Greene. And last year, their performance was up by 26.5%, which is pretty much in line with the S&P 500, aka the market. And now we're going to quickly go over each company and talk about whether or not it's a buy or a pass from me. The first one being Applied Materials is going to be a buy for me whenever they trade around the $150 to $155 range. I haven't done a full deep dive on this one like I did for Lam Research, but from my understanding of the industry, I think Applied Materials is a very solid company that is going to be riding the wave of AI and data centers. Likewise, I think as Texas Instruments, TSM, and Intel build out their manufacturing hubs here in the US, Applied Materials should do well, at least for the next year to 3 years. Just like Lam Research, I wouldn't mind having Applied Materials be a part of my portfolio. Norfolk Southern is a good example of a business that is hard for competitors to enter, and the upside has a lot of potential. So when I think of this business that has an economic moat beyond belief with its scale and reach, I think Norfolk Southern is an easy buy for me in the price range of $205 to about $210 a share. Adobe. I made a full deep dive analysis video talking about them, so I understand just how undervalued this company is right now. So for me, I'm picking up shares as it trades below $450 a share. For me, I think that's a screaming buy. Johnson & Johnson is a very easy pass for me. As a pharma company, I am not interested as a potential investor. If you want to hear my elaborated thoughts, then go ahead and watch the video that I just made on the pharmaceutical industry as a former strategy leader. It's a pass. No sir, I do not want any part of it. Likewise, Eli Lilly has a pretty big portfolio with drugs and patents that grants them that economic moat, but I'm not interested. This is also going to be a pass for me. It's kind of shocking on how Microsoft did last year in 2024. Compared to the overall S&P 500, Microsoft did not do that well. So either the market is not very bullish about this company's potential future, or they see better opportunities in Nvidia, or even Broadcom. So you can go ahead and call me ugly, short, or bald, whatever you want, but I think that Microsoft has the potential to dip down to about $400 a share. At which point, if it does, I'll be adding to my collection of Microsoft. I think Microsoft is one of the few buy and hold forever type of companies in the stock market. There's not many of them. But when we think about Microsoft's business model and products, it's going to be sticky in the future. I'm talking about the kind of sticky that your butthole experiences when you sit in the sauna for way too long at the gym. Now, I know when you see this, you might go ahead and click dislike on this video, but I think Amazon is fairly valued, and as such, I think it's a pass for me. Now, don't get me wrong, I used to be an investor of Amazon, but as of right now, I would not buy into this one. The only way that I would entertain Amazon is if their price per share dips down to about $120 and they initiate a dividend, which I don't think is going to happen, at least not for the next 5 years or so. I think it's a great company with even better fundamentals and finances. It's just that it's a little too expensive for me as a value investor. I like to buy good companies at a good price. And Amazon right now, I think, is fairly valued. And when it comes to Hershey, I think this is a very interesting situation. The price of coca right now is at an all-time high, and as such, it's eating away at Hershey's operating margins. And last I heard, they're trying to develop and procure lab-made coca to replace the coca plant in their candy ingredients. Regardless of what they end up doing, I think this is a temporary setback that is an opportunity to pick up shares of an otherwise premium CPG stock. Hershey is usually a market favorite because regardless of if people are happy or if they're sad or if there's a holiday or not, people tend to eat and consume candy. But as of right now, the operating margins are just not in their favor. But with that said, I think Hershey is a screaming buy whenever it trades below $170 a share. And then we have Caterpillar. If you believe in the future of infrastructure projects and green energy endeavors, then Caterpillar is going to be a winner. They provide that construction machinery and tools and equipment that they used in order to build and construct stuff. I haven't done a deep dive yet for this company, but I think at least for the next few years, Caterpillar should be doing well, and I think I might put it on my to-do list because this is a very interesting company. In terms of a buy price target, I think $280 to $290 a share would be a good price to pick up shares of Caterpillar. And just because I said a specific company is a buy, it does not mean I'm actively buying into it right now. Rather, it's just the rating I would give the company for their current share price and metrics. And I can absolutely see why a politician in Congress who sees what we don't see would be buying into that business as the next presidential administration is about to take over. So with all of that said, you're right, that was a mouthful and this video was pretty fast-paced, but what do y'all think? Do you agree with my ratings, or would you disagree with some of them? Let me know, because I care about your opinions, and I'm pretty open-minded to changing any one of these ratings. But changing directions, as I close out this video, just hear me out real quick. If you can be anyone that you want to be in this world, especially as a grown man, then be someone that is kind. Be kind. I know, you've heard it a million times before, and it probably sounds cliche at this point, but really, as I've grown older, I realize just how many adults are selfish, bitter, and just rotten. Rotten like walking around with sweaty nipples in the middle of Chinatown. But my whole thing is, the world would be a far better place if we all made just a little effort to show a little more kindness to everyone that's around you. Kindness is not a weakness. Rather, I think it's a strength. A candle does not lose its flame by lighting another candle. In fact, it spreads the light. I know that's a really cheesy example, but uplifting one another costs us nothing, especially with your kind words. On the other hand, being kind and encouraging others can mean everything to the person who needs it most. That person that you meet today, you don't know what he's struggling with or what demons are in his head. So, just throwing this out there, building each other up requires no financial investment, only a willingness to support and to encourage. Unless, of course, you're paying to watch someone's OnlyFans account and she is actively showing you her pinky toe, if you're into that kind of thing. But jokes aside, if people can choose to be negative for no good reason, complaining, criticizing, or dragging others down from the moment that they wake up, we all know someone like that, then I'll choose to be positive. That's who I want to be this year. I want to be that guy that's just full of optimism and is just nice to other people. I want to be a kind person. I'm throwing that out there. Hold me accountable. Except all of that goes out the window if you start making fun of dividend investing. I hope you learned a thing or two and maybe a laugh or two. Anyways, stay safe. I'll talk to you next time. I love you. Peace.